Hello and happy days to you folks. I hope you guys are having an absolute amazing day today. And if it's not yet, it will be by the time we're done. And one of the favorite days you've ever had in your entire life for you folks. All up and down the block for you folks. Alright, so about a couple weeks ago, we released on Panic Coaster 2 was a DLC. It's called Sorcery Finds. I just put up today. You should have seen it as a review online where I'll walk you through all those. So also you can see here we have this challenge mode here too. I think you can play around with for you folks. It's a brand new thing. Between the last few months, they said they were putting this about monthly updates with a number of sort of different increases, putting it in better places. And so I did a challenge mode, and then I decided what I really wanted to do was a fantasy thing, both based on the Sorcery theme park, Sorcery Finds and this sort of thing too. This is the first major fantasy DLC from any major thing, and also fantasy was my favorite genre growing up as a kid. And then what I would typically do every time growing up too is after finishing a game like this, right? And so I would go ahead, typically going all the way back, right, to other things from different, all the way back to Roller Coaster 2. I would do my own. Back that wasn't right. Sandbox, the creator. It's the same idea, if you will, right? So I thought that'd be great to do for you folks. And so this is episode 3. So basically, we're going to take a look at this right now. Now, if you'll recall, because of the challenge mode, just let you build whatever you want to. Although the initial money and how hard it is can be a little issue, giving it time, but you get the idea, right? And so one of the things I wanted to do here was actually, I actually had some issues there making money, and then we got to a good place. But here, with this section of the park, I typically I wanted everything to be themed, and that sort of thing too. I just haven't had the money yet to put that theming into place. I needed to start making money. Got us into a good place here now to actually start making that money, right, for you folks. But you will see, unfortunately, last time we were still losing money, and so I actually took out loan about that coaster with about 3,500, and that chair slide too. Now the problem is that typically I've subdivided things into 12 different types, from sword and sorcery to traditional fantasy to urban fantasy, right? And so my introductory is fairy stuff, storybooks and that sort of thing too. And so I have that here, and that sort of thing too. Although I built that coaster based on what was predetermined, that sort of thing too. So I was hoping, after taking out that 8K where I was losing a little money here and there, then I would be in a better place. So I just went ahead and started playing. After getting that stuff built up, I was able to load it and get it taken care of, so we're fine. With that, we were having issues connecting the power because of my finances, and so I just reloaded it and took care of it. But here's the issue, right? First of all, I was hoping that building, but my finances haven't gotten any better. I'm still barely hemorrhaging cash, even putting this on the fast biscuit. You can see over here that when we built the coaster, and the chair swing over there, we had about 70 or so, maybe high 70s people here, and that's how many people we still have here, right? We're not bringing in that cash. We're barely making even. So what I had to do was cut costs a lot. I'm going to show you how I have cut costs, and we're starting to make a little bit of money here, as you can see. So I'll show you later. Because again, I gotta make money before I can start decorating the park, right? And that sort of thing too. I was hoping, that the loan of about 8,500 we get that taken care of, but it doesn't. But here's the park finances for you folks. You can see here the park profit breakdown. You can see I'm making about $452 right now. Not that much. And then here's my loans. here's how much I have. I'm on about 8,500. That I processed about 8,900. I've probably spent about, if you recall, I actually went up. That was about 2,012. It's about 12,000 when I bought it, and that sort of thing too. So it's cut about 2,000 off of that down already. And then I'll say how I had to cut this. We'll take a look at my staff. Now, if you recall, I started with everybody on my staff at fair pay. So here's what I had to do. Basically, everybody's on like that now. I had mechanics. My mechanics were like everybody was on fair. I'll show you real quick. Here, you can see this mechanic was at like 208 fair pay. And everybody started at fair pay, and the fair pay was actually pretty good if you recall too. And that sort of thing too. But I've had to put everybody on. Now, if you recall, one of the things they did too, in order to reduce the demand in a park this small, people want places to eat and drink, right? But paying for vendors is pretty pricey, and that sort of thing too. So I had to give everybody a low pay. Here you can see what a high pay would be. 271, which was cash. So I gave them low. And then I've only had one more vendor. I was hoping that by me buying, so what I did here, I'll show you. Actually, the only major changes I made here too. The first is I used I was at about like 1,300 after waiting for a little bit. Then I waited over here with my vendor. I built an ice cream place, which I named Family Gelato Brothers. But yeah, I think a family idea here in the first park, which is typically going to be junior rides, kids rides, family rides, that sort of thing too. And that coaster over there is a kids coaster. That's the only thing I built. So, and then I barely got to 1,100, right, and that sort of thing too. So one of the things I wanted to do was to see if I could get some things built, maybe some other vending machines for 100 each. All the things that I could do would be in a nice place because there's no I don't have to pay for any labor. But you can see how much labor is here. Prices all been in the box. Here's what my prices are for all of my stuff. Ideally, we wanted to bring in something with a high profit. That's what we do, right? But I've only had like a handful of people out here. And then the other thing that I built here were a bunch of tables. Okay? I got this place all nice and tabled up. I'm sorry, not tables, benches. Although the tables might not be the worst idea. Right. I don't want people to have all these things. And that sort of thing. Just I built a bunch of those, and then some benches, and then some bins here and there. And it costs about a couple hundred. Now I'm 1,100, right? So I'm still barely making that money, right? And that's sort of the thing too, as you can tell. Right. When I left, I probably had like 2,900 tech. Or maybe 3,900. So I've gotten all the way up to there, right? That's how much money I'm making, right? And that sort of a thing too. So I figured I would also see what I should spend that tech on, right? Hopefully, with this tech, I can buy something and figure out whether because I don't just want to decorate and make it nicer, which was definitely my decision. Right? I want to do that all up and unlock, but I can't do that because that's the whole point of a theme park section that with the limitations is that it should look good, but it compensate. So okay, we got to get that money first. And I was hoping, that with the chair swing but then we're just not bringing in the people. We still have barely 9,800. So maybe if we see here, you can see here people here. There's nobody in line at that. Well, there's a few hundred people in the line, but there's very, very people. You just see not that many people in my park, right? So that's the major issue. Is that we're just not bringing in the people. So I could spend that money on advertising and see if that happens. But then the other idea is just to build another flat, or maybe some vendors, and that sort of thing too. But before we do all that stuff, let's figure even something like that. Or maybe another coaster, that could be cheap. But before we do any of that, we need to do the unbox for this channel. So let's get that taken care of for you folks. Alright, so I could build with 4,800 on that 1,350 13,500. Sorry, not 1350. It's weird. For 4,800, I can get wood coasters, which, if I recall correctly, have things like that mine train, and then a traditional coaster are there too. Although we already have one wooden coaster available too. And again, this one needs to be something for this front area. And that's everything too. Although I might just want to just say, you know what, I'm just going to bring in the money and then move for water lines later. That could be something I want to do. And then over here we have our water coasters. There's things like that log flume and the regular water coaster. Although I think I still have a water coaster. I already have one available that I started with. And then also here I could get track rides. I could get, you know, I think getting a go-karts. I was initially hoping to put them into the urban fantasy section. But I think that might not be too much. We'll make some good money too. And then on the train too. And then over here are just water and power things that I'm probably not going to get those. That's not water and power rides. That's the water ride. These are infrastructure. So I'm going to skip that, right? And then over here, transport. I could get a single decker bus for 2,800. Last time I bought at the beginning, I bought the over here flat rides. I bought this special, which is a bumper car. Maybe the bumper car. I could do bumper cars. I could also do like a chair lift. The twist, you know, those sorts of things. Just see if I can get that money from that sort of thing too. But here's probably where I need to commit myself to. So if you can take a look here at the what's the wheel flat rod? Let's take a look. See, this 5,500 will be a. Hopefully that'll be like, oh, I see a spinning wheel should be nice. That actually would make sense here too. A spinning wheel, and then the other one too would make sense for you. So I'll pick up those right now. And then we'll take a look at those numbers since those are unlocked. And also, while I'm here, I'm going to do the tower flat, right? Or total money. Right? For you folks, the one on the right, I'm sorry, on the left, rather, it's a classic flat ride. It's the one where you do like where you send that car in the center up all the way up to the top, and you drop it like an opponent. That sort of thing too. It's beloved. And the one on the right also will bring in that money too. Right, and you can see that too. I'll go ahead and research those two. Maybe I'll put them in a little bit more deeper. Or again, maybe I just want to do that to get the money. Get that money, honey. Also, let's see what I got. 2,800, 3,200. I could get that transport for 2,800. Yeah, which is a single decker bus. You're right, for transport rides. That's not bad. Or I could just hold on to it. Nothing there. Yeah, nothing there. Anything in the flume section? I couldn't. No. Sorry. It's okay. But it's not really huge. Alright, yes, possibility too. How much is what's the money look like on those flat rides that you spot for spinning ones? Real flat rides. Spinning flat rides there. Actually, yeah, that central observation tower, I was kind of expecting that to be the middle section of Europe lands. Also in ancient Egypt. But yeah, in the center of my park, maybe I could, but it does actually, you know, fit the smaller entry style. So that could be it soon. I'll hold on to that 32. See what I can do that real flat ride, how much it costs, and what it looks like. Flat rides, yay! So now we have one of the new things that we've opened up is the tiny eye. So let's take a look at that money. That's sort of thing you can see it's showing up there in customs. It's actually not bad. It's actually very, very cheap, if I recall correctly. So how much is it for? It's called a big wheel, but the Ferris wheel is going to be giving you. It's 2,800. It's totally doable. Oh, here, and the excitement song is a little less. But it takes a lot, but it does put a lot of people on. Hopefully you'd be able to get some money from and that sort of thing too. 2,800. And then the other one was the big, tiny wheel, tiny arm, over here. Tiny Eyes totally doable. It's super cheap. 2,600. Although it doesn't have the excitement or the fear. I'd probably do the Ferris wheel, but you can definitely do it here too. Then also you can do over here the twist too. Let me show you it. I think it's called the scissor here. It's called the twist in America. Yep, scissor. It's about 3,500 for about 3.0. It's excitement. Although it's a little more cautious, so people might not consider it more of a junior ride. But we need to make that. We gotta skip past that. We just gotta start making money. I figured that coaster and the big swing were just right, and we're not bringing people into the park. So here is the good. Here is awesome. The one that I just built too for your folks, and this is the plunge thing. It's called the Resurgence. It's a drop tower. We can see it costs money, yeah, but it brings it in the cash, and that's another thing, Joel, that you can't put it here. I could theme it as a fairy in the sense that fairy plunge or something like that, or story plunge, or getting a plunge, or maybe something like put it in a story, right? And that sort of thing too, like Pinocchio's plunge. But you see the idea. It's probably not going to make sense. Right, you can make money, but I just can't infuse it. Right, in this section. Now that's the good thing about the challenge mode is that I could, right? I can start getting that money. And then the other one I just opened up here, and that's research, right? Big button pull. And what's over here is the monsoon. Shoot, it makes money. It makes it, there's 50 to 100. It's got solid excitement. It's a little probably pricey for that, but yeah, you get the idea. That's a good thing too. But it's probably going to be bringing in that money too, right? So you could do those things, right? But what I would want to do first is bring people or so, and that sort of thing. So I could wait until I get the money for the Ferris wheel, which it's a possibility that I could get a pair decently soon. Big wheels up, or I could take a loan out for like maybe a couple thousand and build it, and then also maybe use that money for a big spin, or I could just start decorating, which I was hoping to do here in the third channel, but I'm just not making that money. Or I could again just bring in the something to bring in that money too. I'll open down the box for you folks. It just feels a little weird that I'm not bringing in the people right now. Or I could just do a thing, and then I'll also just wait for the or I could just do decorations, right? Wait and try to get to that place and then build that up. It's a little weird to me that we're just not in a good place that fast. Right. So one of the things I could do is build another roller coaster. Coasters are supposed to bring in those. But I'm just not sure what I should do next. Right. I could do the marketing, the decorations, waiting to see what happens. It's not in a great place for this reason. Fiscally. Even after I made all those cuts, you barely make money. I can make $1,000 over like half an hour play. It's barely. That's probably really that's the thing to do, right? So I could do some other stuff. Let's look at the. I could take out a couple $1,000 just on what I'm going to get the money from a big wheel to justify a $2,000 loan, but I could, and that sort of thing just totally possible. I also could do bumper boats. How much are the bumper? I'm mopping those bumper cars too. Let's do it. I'll look at it. Bumper derby, but it's about 3K, which is nice and even compared to the Ferris wheel, which is 2,800 if I recall correctly. Yeah, 2,800, 70, even 3K. And then also it has another. It's good compared to the excitements, how intensity and all that stuff too. So, much more exciting. Yeah, we were probably going to build that. So that would be probably what I would do first with that kind of thing. It's definitely something you definitely see at the beginning of your day. Now let's take. Now you can see what the price to excitement typically is on these things. Okay. Here at the Garden Swing, only a 3.0 excitement. I'll have to change it to the Garden Swing too from what it was before, but you can see price is like maybe an extra couple bucks on the variable 5.2. And then over here is a nice and exciting place for Unicorn, our America, right? And that sort of a thing to it. Checking here at 3.5, 1.5 compared to, trying to see how much not seeing it. There's it. Excitement. Some of the cash. Oh, here it is. It's in the testing. Yeah, it's about to get about half. 1.4 to 3.5. Yeah. This Alice Chicas is mine. 2.72. I think it's got to be a good number too. Okay. Yeah. It's 3.5. And then over here it's the World Store. Right, and so such. And so let's. I don't want to take too much of your time just flopping around, not doing anything, right? And that sort of thing too. So I feel like, for Let's Play purposes, you want me to just take out 2,000 and then build the bumper codes and see if that gets us to another thing. So that could be one thing. I'm sure you guys don't want me to say, or I could just start decorating for 1,000 and then come back like after just letting it play overnight or something like that, right? There's a couple of different options, and that's it. So, right, we have a couple of different ways we could work it just right. So let's do the decorating, and that's sort of a thing too for you folks, because I definitely want to decorate this place up, and that sort of thing too. So I'll save it real quick now that I've unmarked those rods, and we won't take out a 2,000 one. I'll just do some decorating for this 1,000. And then I'll hopefully wait until it gets to a good place after some more play tonight or tomorrow, and then sort of RFS, right? So we get to a good place for folks fiscally. So right, because I don't think that a bumper boat is going to be making money, or Ferris wheel that much out of it. Even the Tonia, or even the snow, right? The astral song. So let's go ahead and save it real quick for you folks. Then we'll get this started. Now that I've started to do that. Alright. And what I need to do while doing this decorating down here into this area is I'm going to go ahead and pause button so you can see how much money I'm bringing. I'm losing money already. This is the pause button. Now I could just hit the pause button again and just wait until that money hits, and that's the other thing too. You can see how fast that money is dropping, right? Or I could just pause and then just put that down, and then wait. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of money. Try to speed it up. I could speed it up. I've almost lost 100. I haven't gained anything. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit the pause button. Sorry about that. Now we're going to do my CP first. And so the first thing I want to do is actually to take a look at my colors of my rods and make them all consistent. As you can see, randomly for you folks, I have so I'm back. Alright, all done for you folks. Alright, so the next thing I want to do here is super fast to get the cat So I got home. I might have been to work on, but it wasn't. It was my old home area in Michigan. Alright, but anyway. So here we go for you folks. And so the first thing all I want to do is match my colors. Now, if you recall that this has a fairy filter. So what that would look like normally was over here. Right, these are just the default colors that they have. Fairies and short backs. That's Garden Swing over there, and that is the owl is right. I think Unicorn Ride is the merry-go-round, and then that twist is called Alice's Teacups because that's an actual proper teacup. I don't think Mad Hatters, which would be a little too branded. I'm sure people will push back against my model. Not looking that good. So the first thing I want to do is to give them all the same color. So typically what you would expect here are some pinks, like here. So I think that pink in that teacup is good too. And then also blue for the girls, for the guys. So I like pinks and blues for those reasons. So we're going to break those two colors for you folks. And so that's the first one. So click here on this twist Alice's Teacups for your folks, and then over here we're going to go over here to the customize section. Then we are going to change all that stuff for you folks. And pink is going to be one of the colors, and here at the frames and that sort of a thing too. And then also here you can also see here some of the teacups. That sort of thing too. And then we'll make the rest of it blue, a stronger blue. Maybe a wrong thing blue. Some of that already is blue too, so that's a good color combination for it. Maybe that white wouldn't be bad as well as too. What other colors we've gone there? It seems fun. I think that color combination. I don't see. Except I'm probably going to leave that the yellow. I'm sorry, that orange that feels a little ring for that one teacup. Yeah. So I'm going to change that teacup here to maybe a morning blue, whatever. I've got a rolling blue. Let's just take it to a more of a lighter pink. What do I have for lighter pinks? I don't know. This is kind of like a lavender or something. The orchid sounds fun. That looks like. You can also see me change the patterns of teacups too if I wanted to. I think that's fine. Now over here, we'll do the same. There's with the Unicorn Ride. Now, Unicorn Ride might be a flavor because I would have myths as one of these. You might argue that unicorns are a myth. Right, but I think that because it's how popular they are with kids, that's fine. I'll probably not going to do that. Right? So here we go, the Unicorn Ride. We're going to go over here to the customize section here, and then right over here you can kind of see. I've already got a blue and then yellow. Although that was kind of a darker blue. I want to get a bit of a brighter. So we'll change some of those bright blues to a brighter, more obvious blue for you folks. So let's do a medium blue might be good. Let's just, what does a lighter blue look like? That's the carriage area. God, probably. And then over here on the frame in that area is going to be a little darker blue. And then what else we have here? Let me check it real quick. Just make sure. I didn't see it get changed. I was like, I didn't change it. Joining in with a royal Bluetooth. That looks like. Oh, you can definitely see it. That's nice. I like that. And then we're going to change the yellows to pink. All the yellows to pink for the girls. So they're going to be riding the unicorn red. That's a pink. That's a regular pink. I'm not sure that's a white. Yeah, it doesn't show that well. That's a regular pink. Do I have a hot pink or something there? Actually, that is carriage. Let me see what the rest of that looks like once I start doing that. Until just start doing it. That's not bad. Is that a green in the middle? Yeah. So weird. It's an Indian red. I don't think that works. Let's try to pick it. Salmon. Yeah. What about the frame down here? Do the same thing. Pink. That's weird. Pink is that cool? So, yeah, there we are. And that definitely looks a little pinker and a little. Although that pink doesn't look that strong. The blue's fine. I'll agree with you on that. I'm just not feeling that. That pink just does not work. What pink did they use over there? Just that they started with. Let me copy that over. Let's see. I'm just going to copy that, see how it works. Is that copy? Nope. Yeah, that's a much better color for what I'm thinking here. So let's see if that works. Those for pinks. Yeah, that's nice. That's one better. Yeah, nice and better. I don't see that color showing. Oh, weird. I know. Maybe it's in the main. So I'll take a look at that signal. After getting to this set, it gets here in this manual section where you can just choose. Yeah, it's there. Since I'm already got that copy, we'll just copy and paste the rest of that. That kind of a faded blue and regular blue too, so we're probably going to keep that. I think that's one with all the ride here in the pink side of the things, or that one blue. Yeah, I like it. Now we're going to pop on over to here for you folks. Here is the chair swing that I renamed. I think it was swinging over the garden, but I just changed the garden swing because I think this is just a simple part thing. It makes it a lot more sense. Where are your folks? And then over here, we're just going to change that color up. Color. change that blue to our brighter blue. That's the carriage area. This is a heads up, yeah, not the top. It does say the carriage. I like that lighter blue. That's nice. That's royal blue. Here too. Royal blue. I think it was here. That's cardinal. Flower denim about I think it was royal blue. So here. Frame areas too. Are the same with another royal blue here. Medium blue. Next one over should be royal. It is. And then the next one right after that should be a good one too. Medium. What would be next on the word? Liberty. Probably a purple. That's nice. It's probably a little too bright. I think about it. Too long. This one over here. Since it's the top one. Let me see if there's a lesser one. Yeah, let me see if there's a lesser one. For that. So it's a little bright. I think we compare it with the thing. Let me try a little bit of a darker blue, like maybe try regular medium blue. I'll try that along with pinks. I'll put those on first. These first are also carriages, just as it. That's not what I had. Sorry. I thought that it was. Looks like I accidentally copied that into itself. It's possible. Let me just head back over here another time, since I already had that and I like it. And no, it'll be consistent. You guys, the pinks don't match. It's because I was too lazy to match them. So let me match the pinks. See how that looks by getting a little zoomy for your folk here at the garden swing of happiness and joy. Alright. Yeah. That looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. The next one. Here is the next carriage. Are you two? That's nice. Two. And then the next one. No, these two are going to be the tops. Right, they're the front. So we'll see what that looks like. There we go. More of that sandy tan thing. Yeah, that's very bright. I like it. It's not the worst of that blue either. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Not bad. Now, with the last one here. I do like the white stripe, the yellow stripes between those two. Oh. Right, keeping things a little separate. That one part. Let's see. I think one better is like that. We'll take a quick look here, and I do kind of like that better. I'm like, that was what I really like. Yeah, I I'm going to swap that over to light. We're going to change that to white light. Not light light. It's not color. White is an highlight. It's a shade. That's nice. Wait. It's not what it is. Alright. Good stuff for development stuff. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do after that is start to add some curtains. Here, this is in our sharing section. This is right here. So if you take a look at the fairy tale stuff here, you should be able to see some scenery stuff here. And this should include things like curtains and that sort of thing. So here's what I'm looking for in the sorry. So I'm looking for curtains. Now you can see some things here if you're interested in getting some ideas for future rides, like this, like the wagon is here, which kind of with some wheels. So which might resemble like a gypsy and travelers and stuff like that. Yeah, today I think is what they would be called. Fairy tale, yeah, I can't land. Yeah, it's called caravan. Then also you've got over here a couple of statues. Right? That's cheap. But what I'm looking for here is a archer looks nice too. But what I'm really looking for here is I'm looking for a curtain that I can put over top of it. Right over top of like the rods and the entrances. Right, that's it. So this one. This is not. So we're just gonna see if I can find something like that. I don't see that. Curtain's probably the wrong word. But like an like a cloth overhang, if that makes sense. Well, that color over there is nice for like how we just got. Get some nice little windows. That sort of thing. Clocks there too. Is that some dinosaurs? That'd be nice. A dragon eating. Oh, fun. Is that a shield? Yeah, that's nice too. That's a nice decoration. Or you can probably give it to somebody on the ground or something like that. Like a statue. Is that a kid? Is curling? Is going to snore? Something? Yep. So, again, the next one I'm looking for is a curtain. Again, it's probably one where we're just looking to see what I can come across. That's everything. And this will be something I put over the things to reduce heat stroke. Over the introductory stuff, the Q path. I think that's what I'm looking for right there. A canopy. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm bad words today, but that looks good. Are there other canopies here? Or is it the only one? There's some nice stuff there, like King Bronze's, like some king statues. That's good. Let's take a list, but let's look and see what I've got with the canopies. See if there's canopies here too. So that's it. We got just a regular one for Planet Coasters, nothing special. The sail one for pirates I've used in my other Let's Play. I did a little bit of that one I did not do. Sail canopy angle. You could also do a sci-fi. Nope, obviously that would make sense here. Although in the science fantasy one it would. Things like Star Wars and stuff. Sign canopy. Nope here. It's just a general one. But that's how it's assigned to it, but it's probably not going to work here. not the worst thing. The mythology one, a market canopy looks nice. You also have fairy tale canopy number 1, 3. That's not bad either. Western theme, fairy tale canopy, piece 2, or maybe this is number 2. And then here you've got another fairy tale canopy 2, and then a aquatic one there too. What do we have there in the center? There's a pirate one. That's not bad. Here is, that's actually the mythology one too. But the fairy tale picnic canopy seems like a big one. But this isn't a picnic. So let me take a look and see how they look on the map. Because I could do the elves. Or even that one. That might be an entrance, right? Just the picnic section. Let me go and see. It's really not. Let's see what the others here. Fairy tale canopy. It's just really more of a traditional style thing. Let me take a look at it. Spin around, yeah. It's more of a picnic that's sort of thing. Not bad, or maybe even a barn style thing. Barn, a haystack world like this one here too. That's not bad, but we'll probably just want to go ahead and drop this one. It's about this is very expensive, $40. So I was hoping that's gonna be woman. To get that into a place where I could just, go ahead and put it right there for you folks, and then have it on all the kids. At $40 a piece, I just don't know if that's what we have. That's what we do that. Put it right here. We just can't do that here. That's not happening. $40 a piece. But here at the entrance, I could probably do it. Here I'm going to put it because it's got its own theme. I just happened to figure out how I can change it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this here at the front instead of at the back. I think that works. So it's got the heart and the shape, right? Just like my everything else matches and stuff like that too. So that's got it does have that nice a little bit here. Yeah, that's the last one. I could also do one here at the entrance to just like I did that one, since I can't put it all along with it. Folks. Centered up front. Get ahead. there? Oh, I think it might have to change. At least it's on the right angle, right? Nope. So yeah, I'll get a little closer. It's not even any line. Just gonna make sure it lines up. Yeah, sure. Now the next thing I want to do after that one is a time check and see how much time I got left. Got about 10 minutes. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to I want to add fences. And you can see cute fences. I just been keeping them automatically. That sort of thing too. But here, let's take a look at the fairy tale fences for you folks. So we should. I think it's one of the path ones. Nope, we're not seeing. I'm not sure. Where fences are. There should be a separate place for them, but no, I don't think any of those are fences. I don't think that's the case. Nope. There is a place for fences. Just gonna find it. Is it here? Fences. Those are props, but it might be. Fence prop. Take a quick look. See, is that here? Yeah, here it is. Fence. Story. Fairy tale song. So I can start putting some fences down. And that sort of a thing too. I think there's going to be a fairy tale set fence, and then I want to add in some Alice decor for Alice's ticket, and some unicorns, and then some gardens for the gardens. So let's start fences too. Fairy tales. I kind of like that. So that's not bad. There are a few options, and the picket fences and that. It probably feels more like the work around the garden. We'll see. What about this other one over here? Ooh, that's not bad. Ornate fairy tale fence. I think that's gonna look like pretty good stuff on the ground. Yeah, that's pretty cheap too. That exit line actually has fences. Yeah, I'll just toss some fences here real fast here along the second line for you folks. It does. It's not exactly even. Check. See if I can move first before I start copying. That's good. So I'm going to put those fences along this path for you folks. It says we're starting time. I don't know if you're actually going to have time for me to just do that. Even just down not everything, obviously. Just the ones coming off there. But let's go ahead just real fast. And that's the other thing too. Let's go ahead and knock out the analysis. Let me see if I've got any scenery here with an analysis name. feels Alice-ish. Drop it down. It's possible she might be in here. T. Come on, sit here. Ooh, I got some stuff here. Let's say answer. Because I don't have anything that looks like empty. Now let's go mode. Correct. Over here on the far side, it's power steamer. Steamer has does have to. What else do I have? That is actually a left. We could put down a steam shovel. A steam shovel base, that's possible. You're after the steamer power. They're all steam. They're all steam. They're all steamer. Sheet and then steamer and steamer and then probably a lot of the last two steam. The steam truck, that's something I actually do. Then the next thing we could do here is we could do those special things too. Which would make the place look nicer. And that's but that's not what I'm looking for here. Of an Alice nature. Let me see what I got in statues. Maybe there's a statue of this, just a fairy tale statue. Is that a lady? It is. It's a princess. It's a princess. But she probably wouldn't be the worst choice. For an Alice style thing. What else do we have? We also got some dragon stuff. And then I'm looking for a lady and a princess will probably be better. She'll probably be a little fancier. Yeah, but she's probably going to be better for an Alice's teacups extension than the other stuff, right? That's even close to what a wolf statue. Okay. I got a mermaid. I don't think that's good. And a Pegasus. That's a little weird. Actually, I could change the unicorn if there's no unicorn show into ride the Pegasus ride. Again, that might be considered a flavor failed, like I mentioned before. I'm sure most people probably wouldn't mind because it's a little less popular with kids than unicorns. I got a Spiner. I got stuff from his pack. I got the coasters. I got even a gun statue. Let's go back to the princess. And that sort of thing. Choose here. What do I have over there? Is that? That's a cat statue. All right, let's just go and let's change her up. We got probably a little bigger for you folks. And so here we go. It's a fire dragon. Not bad. Ooh, that's a hammerhead shark. That seems like yep, let's go ahead and drop down the princess for you folks. So let's see what she looks like before we drop her. That's a little smaller. I'm going to make her a little bigger. Luckily, we can scale it now. Shrink her a little bit from that so you get a sense of what that looks like. 110, is that good? Yeah, a little more. I think 155 would be. How about 20? That's good. That's the might be able to do. Be able to drop a little bit more. Try one. Sorry. Is that good? That's fine. Alrighty. And so let's go ahead and can I change your colors here? Do it after she's placed. Maybe after she's placed. Sort of a thing too. Let's try spinning her around. That's nice. Great stuff. So this is going to be our Alice. I could put her over here too if I wanted to, right here by the entrance. But that's probably a little too obvious. Yeah, it's probably a little too much to use. Let me see if there's any teacup. I couldn't find a teacup. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and probably start. So let's just check real quick and see if I've got a unicorn already. I'll go ahead and start. I could like do some other stuff there too, like some woods, some other stuff there too. But let's just put in the big stuff while thinking about it. And the next one over here, we're going to be moving from a statue to unicorn. I'm sure it's going to be some sort of unicorn here or something. It might be like a topi or something. It should be here. I'm sure. Sorry, misspelled it. Yeah, unicorn. Princess. Statue as part of this weird thing that's still attached to a monster. And what do we have? Is that a float? Yeah, it's a full float. Ooh, that's not. You want a full float? I'm sure most people knows. If I put like some plants down. Or just maybe turn it to a plant. Okay, maybe that would work. I could just turn it into a plant. It's time. That's my only one I'm telling you. For your folks. Alright, so I'll just use real quick for your folks. I know not a lot happened because we had to start off with a bunch of stuff and be telling you things. That's sort of thing too. But then the next thing I just want to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and probably try to put this out. There's maybe a planter. Like her, I could probably put it in. Maybe a little bigger. I understand for that unicorn. Then over here, I want to make a garden bed and that sort of thing too as well. And so let me see what real quick. I'm sure that will be here in the garden section. I'm sure there'll be a place here for plants. Rocks. So let me see what kind of flower beds we have or gardens. Flower bed? No. What's that? What kind of flowers do we have? Or it could just be like a park, garden. But I'm sure most people would expect like flowers in the garden. Let me take a look and see what I got right here first. Oh, that's not bad. Window box is what they're called here. That's fine. Window box sounds not the worst idea in the world, right? And that's everything too. So I could drop some of those down. As well as what's in there? It's still it's a box with time. That's pretty cheap. You can probably easily do for your folks. And so yeah. Alright, so what I'm gonna do tonight, or maybe tomorrow, is I'm gonna go ahead and put all these I'm gonna put all of these right a nice little garden here too with a bunch of flowers, plants, and that sort of thing too. And here, put up the fence. In the exits to my queues, because I'm sorry, the exits to my rods, and then maybe add and then put some plants over here, and these in this section over here. All right, and then also do the same here. What I'm thinking about doing are topiaries, just as a heads up, because this is supposed to be a little more of a themed place. On that, dude, I'm not sure if there are any topiaries. I can just try real quick. See what we got. Is that here? Yeah, topiary. Topiary. Right, and this other thing too. Yeah, you can probably find some themed stuff here too. Right. Hopefully, I can also. And then next time, I want to see if I can come up with an entrance to my apartment too. I want to surprise you all with. Right. See, I'll just check this stuff out too. See what I come up with. That's what's happening tonight with me putting down some topiaries, some garden beds, some unicorns, right? A nice little and some mountains, right? And that's what's coming pretty soon. And then I'll just wait one minute. I'll go ahead and save all that stuff for you folks. Get it to a good place fiscally, and then after then hopefully I'll have enough money to maybe buy that. The 3K of the place for the colors, the bumper cars, right? That's and then that's let's see what that happens. I know it's probably not the best for Let's Plays. You probably just want me to go ahead and build all the rides right now, right? And that's a thing too, fiscally. But since we're not making a whole lot of money right now on this, and we just aren't having a lot of people out of it, I feel like that's probably the better idea for you folks to figure out. But let me know what your thoughts are. Well, and that's sort of too happy to sort of engage you with it further in the comments, but whatever your thoughts are. I'm happy to talk to you about that stuff too for you folks. And then let me know, right? And so let me know what your thoughts are. And then if you like this, then please do all the YouTube stuff too. And check it out too. And then also, like I said, today you should see my publication on Wednesday for this Sorcery DLC. Right, you should check that out. And all my other stuff too, on the YouTube side of things. And there you go. I want to thank you so very, very much for just taking some time out of your day and investing, right, and watching my videos, because we all have so many things, right, that are happening around us, and we're pulled in so many different directions to, right, direct you. But this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate that so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.